Welcome to the Integrate This EdTech podcast. I'm Jeremy Micklin. I'm joined by Rick Ballew. Rick Ballew is, we had a chance to chat a little bit last night at one of the after ISTE events. We were at the Google Champions event together, and I think I had mentioned to David that he described you as a certification and badge collector.
Yeah,
chunky. I don't think that was the term necessarily we used last night, but
for TV.
Yeah, for TV, this is what we got to do. And I think one of the things that both of us have had connections with you in different ways, and I think one of the main connections is we're all from Minnesota.
Yes.
So we appreciate bringing on fellow Minnesotans,
locals,
Minnesotans onto the program anytime we can get. Yeah. Back in the day, I know you and David did some grad work together through Mankato State, and I know when I went through my ISTE certification process, you were the facilitator for our training sessions that we did, and I know you remember
every bit of it.
Every single person that you've ever done that training with.
Every single person. Everyone.
No, but I appreciate that you're able to take the time out and do that to help educators go through that process. And let's start with that, the certification process. And I know when I went through it in the last year and a half or so, it was ISTE certified educator. Now, with the combination of ISTE and ASCD, we've got some
educational technology leader, edtech leader.
Yeah, edtech leader is one of them, and then there's an instructional leader, and an edtech teacher certification. So what are the differences? Why would someone want to go for those different certifications?
Great question. I have all three, and that's, again, the badge addict thing that I'm dealing with. The original edtech certified ISTE certified educator, now called edtech leader, is a 10-week course. The way it works is you have 1 week where you just kind of do some work on Brightspace D2L, that's our learning, our LMS, if you will, and then you have one synchronized session. 2 weeks later, another sync session. 3 weeks later, another sync session. So that's when the facilitator explains the whole process, explains how this certification is based entirely on the ISTE standards for educators. So if you're looking at ISTE standards in general, it's going to be the standards that start with 2 point whatever, because 2 is for the educators, and explains how each one of the artifacts that you're going to provide lines up with how you address one of the ISTE certified educator standards. Very exciting. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, a very organized framework laid out that you can see what you have to do. And I really appreciated when you were helping to lead through that process, being able to offer feedback to people as they're offering what they think would be an artifact to prove to the potential evaluators.
That's one other thing that I will say as someone who's gotten all the badges. What's nice about the ISTE certifications is it's a real human who actually looks at your work, actually grades it. It's not an auto-graded thing where you're just answering a quiz, essentially, right? So this is actual work that's being parsed by a human who understands nuance of education. So, I mean, AI will probably get there. It's not there yet, and so it's still people.
But it's a certification where you have to do the work.
Yes.
It is not something that you can outsource entirely to AI. You can maybe get some feedback from AI, I suppose, while you're doing it. Not that I wouldn't have done that myself.
If you figured it, if you make it work, we're not opposed to it. I'm just saying you still need
cheat.
Right.
No,
you're using the tools.
Using the tools available to me in a professional manner. But at the same time, you can't just jump through the hoops either.
No.
It is a rigorous process, but I think that's one of the things that it also makes it a rewarding process.
Yes, I will agree to that. I did the ISTE cert the same time I was working on my master's, and the nice thing was a lot of the assignments I were doing, I could kind of tweak and use as evidence, but I still had to create something.
You still had to create it, and you had to give a reflection on it too, to say this is how this connects to that.
Because I would often be creating something for the EdTech Masters that I would teach to my students, and then that evidence was then used for the ISTE certification. So it really worked out.
Yeah, so I know you've spent a lot of the conference kind of manning the booth that's over by where the certified educators or people that would like to become one can go and ask questions and get some help with things if they need, right?
Right.
But you also, I know, had a session earlier, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I think I was on Monday.
Yep.
Which would have been yesterday. That feels like so
It feels
long
like
ago.
a month ago,
right?
but yeah, yesterday.
I saw the title of it. Really
Yeah.
interesting. From band to bites.
Yes.
Right.
So,
and I think that it describes your professional learning journey.
Yes,
Can
absolutely.
you quickly synopsis that?
Super nutshell
Yeah.
version. I started teaching in '98. I taught beginning band. I taught beginning band my first year in one building. The next year, same building. The year after that, I was in 3 buildings, going around to do things. The next year I was in 5, and that was getting kind of unwieldy. And eventually I became one person, 2 of us, going to all 10 of our elementary schools in Bloomington. So 2 buildings a day, 5 days a week, teaching beginning band. So, and every kid was required to play, and that meant we had to keep track of a lot of instruments, right?
Right.
The teacher I was working with started in '69, and our note keeping was 10 3-ring binders carried around in a Xerox box. So when she finally retired, I went, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So started learning the Google tools, fell in love with Google certification, became Google certified, went, what else is there?
Part of these
Microsoft.
badges. And
Yeah, badges, and that's where I
certifications, yeah.
started getting all the certifications, went and got a second master's, this one in educational technology, and then through that process led me into digital learning. And I was doing digital learning in a building that half my position was digital learning, the other half was computer science immersion to grades 3, 4, and 5. And that led me to a position that opened up in my district for middle school computer science. I went, oh, yes, please. So I jumped to that and then had to retroactively go and get, teacher on special assignment, or no, what's it called when you're
A
on
tiered license in Minnesota.
No, I was on a variance.
Variance.
So I had to go back and get the actual license. So now I have 5 of them. So 2 for music and 3 for computer science, because as you know, we don't have a license for computer science
Correct.
in Minnesota. So I got a CTE in communication. I got the old one that was computer, keyboarding, and related technology, which I think harkens back to when it was touch typing. And then I got the technology 512 license. So I can teach shop, but that's what does computer science. So.
Perfect, yeah. Middle school computer science by day. You might be leading adult training sessions online by night.
Yep.
Is there a difference in how you approach the pedagogy versus the andragogy?
Andragogy,
And can you switch that on and off?
Pretty much, mostly because the excuses and the questions and just the general attitude is the same across middle schoolers and adults.
Okay.
And I literally one year, there was a point where I received an excuse from a student in an email that almost word for word matched an excuse I got from an adult learner from a course I was adjuncting through Mankato. It was the same day, 12-year-old adult teacher. Same, I mean, the wording was a little different because from the student,
different
the whole
versions
thing was
of the dog ate my homework.
essentially, yeah. It was nuts, and it's the same. The joke is you're the same student as an adult as you were as a child.
Yeah.
And if you do any PD with teachers, like walk behind them, they're all on Amazon shopping.
Yep.
So
I do like to work the room when I'm doing a session and I'm letting the people test something out, but I walk around and I feel bad, but I feel like I need to kind of work the room to see if people have questions, but then I am really not trying to spy on you to see what you're actually doing when I'm doing that, because I want to show you the respect of being a professional.
You're a grown-up.
We
believe in you.
I know, yeah.
So that is the main difference. When that happened, I called out the middle schoolers. The adult, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm here for you, anything you need. And I did do that to a point with the middle schooler, but they need to learn consequences too.
As a frequent attendee of ISTE and other large events, if you were to give some advice to someone who's attending for the first time, what would you tell them?
Comfortable shoes. Map out what you want to look at. It's very easy to get sidelined by all the stuff that's going on. There's so much going on. If you have a core group of friends, either someone from your district or someone you've met through the edtech-averse, find them for the first time in person. That's a lot of fun. But then find people to hang out with, because this is good learning. It's good professional learning, but a lot of it is about the connection that we get to do. I've kind of been treating ISTE for the past 4 years as like summer camp. This is my chance to meet up with everybody I've been chatting with online.
Sure.
So.
So are there any summer camp attendees that you were excited to connect with here again this year?
Nah, it's all the same people.
Yeah.
Just see them again. So
Perfect. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Rick, I really appreciate you taking time out
Yeah,
for
no
us.
problem.
If people have questions for you, is there a good way that they can reach out to you, like through LinkedIn or anything like
yes,
that?
LinkedIn is great. I would say X, but I don't really check that as much anymore. So LinkedIn mostly.
Yeah. Well, wonderful to have you.
Yeah, of
Enjoy
course.
the rest of the conference.
Thanks.
Yeah.